Columbus Clippers will start their playoff run on Wednesday, and Friday they'll return to Huntington Park for home playoff action as they look to defend their AAA title. Every home playoff game this year will be dime-a-dog night, so make sure you check it out at Huntington Park. Welcome back to our year-end show, looking at the top prospects. Ross Atkins joins us, and Ross, let's get right into it now with the outfielders. And again, you've got a nice group there, and one of the guys that we want to highlight is outfielder Carlos Moncrief, who's done a phenomenal job, and the pitcher-turned-outfielder at Lake County this year. Hit .233, but he had 16 homers, 53 runs batted in, 73 runs scored, stole 20 bases. And in fact, two of the next three guys we highlight are going to be captains, but Moncrief defensively too. Nice-looking kid.
Really good athlete, and that's exciting for player development. Great job by scouting and just identifying athleticism, and interesting story how that came about to him converting, and he went both ways as an amateur. So, but really, if he gets to the major leagues, our player development staff, coaches, and coordinators will have had a huge impact on him. And fortunately for him and for us, he's extremely open-minded and extremely hardworking. So hopefully we can turn those tools into more than just potential.
Definitely got to watch Moncrief in the years to come. Let's take a look now at some other outfielders that are next top three. Luigi Rodriguez having great numbers there. Bryson Miles, we've talked about him all season. Levon Washington there too, and Bryson Miles, great story. And he's one of those guys that's got a lot of ability.
Yeah, all three of those guys. Levon's the guy we have to get through to. Levon's the guy we've got to maximize the talent because he's got it. And we're going to have some sleepless nights and have a lot of fun doing it. But he's a special kid in many ways, and a great person, and someone we're excited about making the most of his ability.
Well, a lot of kids now that we're going to talk about it are from the catcher prospects, and you follow, behind a guy like Carlos Santana. Now you have Chun Chin coming up through the ranks, who I think is a very good catcher. Defensively, does a very nice job. Offensively, has some power numbers to put up and bodes well.
Yeah, the thing about, you think about players who come over from Latin America and they're immediately around, 20% of their roster is from potentially at least a Latin American country where they're speaking the same language. He comes over, and most often he's the only person on his team speaking Taiwan. And it's a huge adjustment for any player. Then you do it for a catcher, and there's going to be a significant correction. He can't benefit from the leadership aspect yet. He can't benefit from making impacts with just communication and conversation, and learning the game calling is not going to be expedited. We're doing everything we can to make that happen. But the reason I bring it up is because how well he's handled it, how well he's integrated himself into that team and integrated himself as a leader of the team. And a lot of it has to do with his bat and his ability with his bat, but a real special kid, and I think if the catching comes, there's no question he's a major league player.
Yeah, the next three guys on the board here that we're going to show, two guys in Mahoney Valley that are vying for basically playing time. Both guys high draft picks, have a high upside to their development, but at the same time they're still at that lower level.
Yeah, and the key here is the position. As a catcher, there's a significant demand and a lot of opportunity, so toughness, intelligence, and work ethic will come into play.
All right, let's go to the bullpen now, and some great bullpen prospects this year. We've seen that at the major league level, and somebody like Vinny Pistano comes through the system and has such an impact. Maybe one of these guys will as well. This is a guy that we've talked about all year. Our best bullpen prospect is C.C. Lee, and you can see his numbers. He was outstanding in Akron, maybe even got better when he was promoted to Columbus. Overall, 6-1, a 2.40 ERA, and it's amazing the development of this kid.
Yeah, it really is. Devastating stuff. He has as good a stuff as anybody in any of our bullpens. Maybe Trey Haley and Adam Miller at some point have more electric, but he's got 94 to 96 with a devastating breaking ball. So the lower slot makes him exceptionally difficult against right-handed hitters. If he can get his command to that level of Vinny Pistano and of that ilk, then we've got another late inning guy in him.
All right, let's take a look at three other guys, and one of these guys we just saw recently here at the big league level, and that's Nick Hagedorn, who's done a nice job in Columbus. He was in Akron earlier this year. Tyler Sturdivant has quietly had a very nice season. And Preston Gilmet, Kinston's closer, boy, what a year for him as well.
Yeah, Preston's been incredible. He's walked no one, struck out guys, and basically doesn't lose when the game's in his hands. And But the guy that just has blown us away this year has been Nick Hagedorn, but just benefiting from all the work he's put in.
Well, those guys are definitely all guys to watch, and we still have more to come here on the show as we'll continue in just a few moments. Make sure you stay tuned with Indians Minor League Magazine as we'll take a look at the lefties and the righty starters on the mound after this.